Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, February the 17th, 2026. It is 4:45 p.m. at the time of recording, and this is your update for an incoming winter storm across northern Minnesota and a little bit of winter here in St. Cloud with a couple of inches of snow possible, and then normal temperatures will return. So we move into our radar imagery. What we see right now is not really reaching the ground. A lot of this is being eaten by the dry air aloft. And we're going to take a look at a few things in this. So bear with me. This is going to be a new experiment for me as I try to do this. And there is our satellite imagery. And let's put that into motion. And you can see the radar is in there too. So let's pull that out. There we go. And you can see as we put that into motion again. So quite a bit of clearing down here, Marshall to Mankato down towards Albert Lee, and then the cloud cover everywhere north of that. See a warm front that's draped across North Dakota, roughly Fargo, down towards Carlton and Cloquet, comes down to about Solon Springs, and then goes off into Lake Superior and the Keweenaw Peninsula. That is going to be the boundary that sets up a pretty substantial winter storm up here in northern Minnesota. And up here in the Iron Range, up towards the international border, they're expecting anywhere from 4 to 8 inches of snow. If you're in the lucky parts of Minnesota that are along the North Shore from Two Harbors up towards Grand Portage, they're expecting anywhere from 12 to 18 inches and 25 to 35 mile-an-hour winds onshore with gusts as high as 65. No travel is advised on Minnesota 61 rather, from Two Harbors north all the way to the Canadian border. Travel will be nearly impossible with those winds and the snow. And that is that. So let's now switch gears just a moment here. And let me pull this back up. And we're going to switch over and we're going to look at our moisture content. And that is not the frame I'm looking for. My little picker is not wanting to let me switch. There we go. Why is it not giving? There it is. That's because I was picking the wrong one. So this is our water vapor imagery. The green is moist air. The reds and yellows, that's dry air. Let's put that into motion now. If I'm lucky, it'll go into motion. There we go. And you can see that dry air is moving into southwestern Minnesota, and especially into northern and western Iowa. That is going to be what keeps us from getting a lot of rain this week or this overnight, as it's going to take a few hours to get this saturated for us to get to rain on the ground. What this also does is gives us a bit of a oomph. So that dry air is going to help push things out, but it'll help cool down. And so there's actually a chance we could actually see some thunder showers here from about now all the way through midnight. So don't be surprised if you hear a clap or two of thunder. And taking a look now at our precipitation that's expected, the North Shore is just going to get absolutely hammered up between Two Harbors and about Lutzen. That's an area that could see anywhere, like I said, 12 to 18 inches of snow. Could be, I would not be surprised if Lutzen reported 2 feet. So it'll be a nice late season snow for them. The problem is going to be a lot of that's going to be heavy, wet snow. So it's going to be really lousy for skiing. It'll look pretty, but you really can't ski on it. It'll be like skiing on concrete. And there is our frontal analysis. And this was issued at noon today, valid for 6 p.m. tonight. So this is valid for midnight. And you can see we've got quite a mess here across southern Minnesota in our area. One cold front here, it's kind of washing out. Got a low pressure system. It's actually fairly intense about over Marshall, and that'll move up into northwestern Minnesota. You can see a cold front trailing behind through the plains, stationary front across northern Illinois and the lower Great Lakes, and another front that drags behind that low pressure from about Sioux City and Sioux Falls all the way back up towards the Canadian border where Idaho, Montana, and British Columbia come together. And another 12 hours after that, now we've got definitely an organized system. Here's our low, down to 989 millibars, so a nice strong winter storm. Including front all the way over towards Grand Rapids. That means that the cold air has caught up to the warm air, and so our warm weather will be coming to an end with this, and the forecast will show that quite well as well. And speaking of the forecast, let's turn to our forecast here for St. Cloud. And what we've got is tonight, we're going to have showers and thunderstorms. Not a big chance of thunderstorms, but like I said, don't be surprised if you hear a few rumbles. West winds about 20 mile an hour, low tonight 33 in St. Cloud. Tomorrow, windy, mixed rain and snow turning to all snow, up to 2 inches of accumulation possible, and it will be windy. Winds 20 to 30 miles an hour, gusting as high as 45. High temperature of 36, and overnight low of 31. Thursday is mostly cloudy, but then we can pick up another chance of snow in the afternoon. It's a 50% chance, the high of 34 and a low of 20. For Friday morning, 40% chance of snow and then mostly cloudy, a high 25, a low of 13. And the weekend looks fantastic with a high of 26 on Saturday, 21 on Sunday, and 26 on Monday, just a few degrees below normal, which right now for St. Cloud, I believe, is 27. And turning to the Twin Cities, much the same picture, just not quite as much snow. Showers and thunderstorms tonight, west winds 15 to 25, low of 36. For Wednesday, it'll be rainy and windy here in the Twin Cities, 38 for the high, 34 for the overnight low. Thursday, we pick up mostly cloudy skies. We still have the same 50% chance of snow in the afternoon, high of 37, low of 24. Snow showers in the morning on Friday, then becoming mostly cloudy, high 29, low of 17. And then across the weekend, again, mostly sunny, a high 27 on Saturday, 24 on Sunday, and 28 on Monday. And that is your look at your incoming winter storm, our return to normal temperatures, and a full weather update here on your Twin Cities Weather Authority, Black Sheep Weather. I am the lead forecaster, John Lamb. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please do that. Hit the like button. It helps us a lot. And here are our social if you want to follow us on Facebook, Blue Sky, or Telegram on Tumblr. And of course, you're watching us here on YouTube.